So welcome to Side 1, Side B. I'm Dave.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Side C Sean.
Side C Sean. It's your new nickname for the show. Today we're gonna do another little mini episode with an EP. What do you guys know about Thomas Dolby?
I know that he blinded us with science.
And I know he was in that awesome movie called Rockula.
He wasn't he?
Yes, with Bo Diddley.
We need to watch Rockula as an episode, I think.
That movie was amazing.
Yes.
If you've never seen it, it's fucking horrible, but it's amazing.
He was the best part of Pyromania.
I think that could be another episode we force James to come on the podcast for, honestly.
Oh, watch Rockula?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
If we open with Spinal Tap, I think he'd be a good one for that.
I think he would too.
Oh yeah, he'd probably enjoy that.
He's a movie guy.
Oh, he's definitely a movie guy. He starts talking about movies. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The thing is, he has great taste in movies. You know, one of his all-time favorite movies is In the Mood for Love, which is this really heartbreaking and stylish Chinese love story. But he also loves complete trash.
And Mystery Science Theater.
And Mystery Science Theater, yeah. Well, he likes the kind of stuff that they would show on Mystery Science Theater even without the commentary. He'll watch movies like Miami Connection, which is about a bunch of ninjas who are best friends and in a band in Florida.
Or Birdemic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Back on track. Yeah. So Thomas Dolby, the two of you know the big hit?
Yes.
That's about it?
I think that's about it.
I knew he had the big hit. Then he went on later to be a big producer afterwards.
Did a lot of session work. He did a lot of technical stuff, like Dolby surround sound.
I knew that too. Yeah.
But yeah, this is an EP I picked up at a record store. I don't have his first record on vinyl, and if I did, I think I would want to track down the original version that doesn't include the big hit on it, partially because the big hit is on this, but I think the tracks are sequenced better on the original version before he accidentally became a novelty band. This is interesting. The first side has two songs that initially were released only as singles rather than on the album, and then side two are three album tracks. I think this was a little promotional thing that they put out in the US ahead of a tour before the album had been released. But yeah, it was $10. It was worth $10. But yeah, it's pretty interesting in that it has the big hit, She Blinded Me with Science, and then four more songs that sound nothing like it. She Blinded Me with Science was a novelty hit. Most of his stuff sounds kind of like the kind of new wave, kind of prog tinged art rock that was coming out at the time. So it sounds a lot most of his stuff sounds more like Peter Gabriel or Scary Monsters era Bowie or Kate Bush.
So it's kind of a situation like the Vapors where it's turning Japanese. It's this band is so much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because I know he, like I said, he went on to do a lot more, but his name was synonymous with that song. So he kind of got pigeonholed for goofy novelty.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he never had another hit.
Yeah. But yeah, there's She Blinded Me with Science and then four songs that are lush literary art rock. So it'll be fun to listen to, get your impressions of this. They did pick my three favorite songs off the record for side two. There's a couple more that I consider essential listening, but this will side two will give you a pretty good idea as to what the record's like. And then the other single that he did, I think, is the best song that he ever did, and it's more in the vein of what's on the album than She Blinded Me with Science.
Is this a sampler for people that couldn't afford the record?
More or less, yeah. I got it at that record store in Kearney, Nebraska. I talk about sometimes, which had an amazing selection and amazing prices.
Nice.
We'll have to take a 4-hour trip out there sometime.
We should, yeah.
Man, I haven't been to Kearney in years. All right, let's take a look at the cover. The cover is who I assume is Thomas Dolby.
Yep, that is him.
Running away from a console of some kind.
I think that's an old synthesizer thing, yeah.
Yeah.
like one of those
Synthesizers used to be
Euro rack type
huge.
things.
He's poetry in motion.
Yes.
On the back, he is not running away from it. He's actually in front of it, examining it. So I'm guessing the back is what happened right before the front. So he angered the machine, and now he must get away.
Yeah, I don't think much thought was put into this cover though, because it's just a little mini promotional thing. But yeah.
See, side one is 2 songs. It's She Blinded Me with Science and One of Our Submarines.
Which is my favorite song by him, which I said earlier, but it really is amazing, and it's really something interesting.
I remember that from Ton the Shadows. That was the follow-up that didn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think I heard it. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
The lineup on this is Thomas Dolby himself on Wave computer, drum programs, and lead vocals. Electric guitar is Kevin Armstrong. Bass synthesizer on this first side here, tracks 1 and 2, is Matthew Seligman, something like that. And then bass guitar on track 4, Mark Chaplin. Drums on track 4 and 5, Justin Hildreth. Bass and flutes on track 3, Simon Lloyd. Violin on the first track, Simon House. Guitar on track 5, David Birch. A bunch of people on backing vocals. And then there's a voiceover from Dr. Magnus Pike.
That's the science guy.
Okay.
He was like a guy who was famous on British daytime TV.
Yeah, he's in the video too.
Have you seen the video?
I don't think so.
It's pretty amazing
I've probably seen it, but I don't recall.
because he has a ruler and he's like science or a pointer or something. Yeah,
And then the photographer was Andrew Douglas.
he was amazing. And give it up for Andrew Douglas. Andrew Douglas.
Andrew Douglas. Woo!
Oh, big Andrew Douglas fan.
Yes.
And it was recorded in England, so we'll get our
What's this
tea and
here,
crumpets out for this one.
What's that all about?
Me and Dave listen to a lot of English people,
Yeah.
and we don't really like England.
A lot of good music came out of England. I don't think anyone would dispute that.
Why don't you guys like England? The weather?
The weather's fine. The English.
The English
Oh.
government.
Yeah.
It's full of English people.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I like a lot of English entertainment, and like, Monty Python style of humor is like some of my favorite style of humor. So it's interesting how culturally important the English were.
I think people make fun of their food too much. I think most of their food's pretty good, actually. That's my contrarian take. But yeah, no, their government.
I mean, I'm Scottish.
pretty awful.
Fuck the
Yeah.
English.
Oh yeah, and I'm Irish. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this side.
Yep.
Let's throw it on, and she can blind us with science.
Yeah. Science. Science.
Science! I peaked it!
We got Ken Klippenstein over here.
Look at me, I'm Steve Ivan, I'm Magneto, I'm precious.
All it cost me was one dead dad.
My dad died.
I'm Batman. I've dead Batman.
I love the cosplayers that dressed up as his parents, and anytime they saw like a Batman cosplayer, they would just like drop dead in front of him.
Yeah.
I saw one do one for Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
Yeah. And we are back from side one. Yeah, fellas, what'd you think?
It was really nice. I really liked. I liked both of the songs. I think the one that wasn't the hit stood out to me more, probably just because I'd never heard it before, and it was better. It was more seriously assembled, I guess. So
Yeah.
both songs were kind of expressing like the same vibe of, oh my God, look at all these new synthesizers that I have, and I can do all these like neat things with them. I think it was just a little better executed in the second song, but I understand why the first song was more of a hit, because the samples and stuff stood out a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because the first song was a little bit more hooky. Like it had that hook,
had
she
a ton of
blinded
hooks,
me
yeah.
with science, and then poetry in motion, you know.
Yeah. And then the other one was a sad art rock song.
Yeah, so I understand why that one was the hit and the other one was it, because I think he did release this one as like a single, but I don't think it did anything.
Yeah.
And I understand why it didn't do anything. So, especially since it's very like the other one was a little bit more universal, where that one was more specific to England.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I liked both of them. I mean, again, I remember it being I remember in the 80s, it was just a goofy song, you know, when I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah, you'd hear it at like the
vague memories.
Yeah, at like the skating rink. And,
Yeah. She blinded me with sight. Like I remember skating to it.
Yeah. There'd be like that, and then there'd be like that and Bananarama. And, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
All
want to
those
say I heard
goofy
this song
songs.
paired up with Intergalactic by BC Boys at one point in my life. Like, I don't know if it was on somebody's playlist, like both were next to each other.
So they're both fun songs that use a lot of technology.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably
Intergalactic
why I heard those together.
planetary.
Drop.
I liked the sub bass on both tracks a lot.
Yeah.
I think it created this like pulsing atmosphere that was almost like hypnotic, especially on the second song.
Yeah, it really made a case for, hey, sometimes maybe you do a bass synth rather than a bass guitar.
It was interesting because if we're doing track by track, there was only 2 tracks.
Yeah.
It was interesting with like She Blinded Me with Science because it was a different mix of She Blinded Me with Science, so it wasn't like the radio mix. So that was interesting to me because like at first when we first put it on, I was like, wait a minute, is this the right side? And Dave's like, no, it's right because it's just a different mix. He's like, there's like 10,000 different mixes for this one song. I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
It also gives you a reason to track down more of these records, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
So so it was interesting hearing a different mix of it because the radio edit's like 3 minutes. This one was 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, it didn't even feel like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah. And he treated the, like the, she blinded me with science guy, like more like a sample, would like cut it up, make it stutter some.
Yeah.
Put it around in different places. Yeah.
And then there was a longer like outro drum, synth drum bass solo kind of thing at the end, which was kind of cool.
That was really cool. Like
I like that.
Yeah. This might be my favorite version of this song.
Yeah, because I've only heard the 2, so I guess out of the 2, this is my favorite.
Yeah. It's a little longer and a little weirder than the one you hear on the radio.
Yeah. But it is kind of a quirky novelty song a bit, but it's I did like this version better.
Yeah.
I think She Blinded Me with Science probably set the table for a lot of the electronic music that was to come. I recognize like a lot of elements that were present in later like electronic or hip hop or rap artists.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, the people who ended up doing a lot of work with synths, like doing like techno stuff in the 90s, were listening to this a lot and taking notes.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, the vocal parts were performed by him, but he made them sound like samples. So it was kind of ahead of its time. It reminds me of a lot of things that are like after it.
Well, and you even mentioned, Steve, while we were listening, like the deep bass. So like, like later hip hop records would use like a deeper bass to get like a certain sound for when they were rapping over it or whatever they were doing, for whatever sound they were going for.
I bet the guy from Korn probably heard this and went, man, I got to get my bass that deep.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to get a 6-string.
Yeah. And down tune it. Yeah.
Down tune it.
Jonathan Davis, not in the studio.
Yep. Not in the studio. He could be. He's our next guest.
Yeah. Next up, we have One of Our Submarines. My favorite Thomas Dolby song. I liked how like mournful this song sounded. I liked I liked all the little, things that sounded like machinery breaking down using like the computer synths for that. But there's like a good, kind of like atmospheric, like droning synth stuff and like some like really like sad and haunting melodies throughout the whole thing. I liked using a sinking submarine as a metaphor for the British Empire going into decline.
Yeah, and there was like and every once in a while he'd have a little like pong, like, and it would sound like a sonar.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one was really layered.
Yeah.
Is what I was saying to Dave. I'm like, that's definitely a song you could listen to quite a few times and hear different things.
Yeah. And I liked the little bit about drinking heavy water, like they're drinking water from the reactor to stay alive, so they're poisoning themselves just trying to make it.
Yeah.
Really cool song.
I could tell he was having a really good time putting together all the different synth sounds. There was a lot of different layers, like Sean was saying. I would be focusing on one part, and then I would realize it was kind of, that's wrapped in like a second like keyboard part. So there's just a lot of different layers and a lot of things to discover with it. As I mentioned with the other song, it had a really like deep bass sound that kept it grounded. Like the heartbeat for both of these songs is definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'll be honest, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not a huge fan of She Blinded Me with Science, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, like I think he's better. He's a better art rocker than he is a goofy novelty song guy. He just got more known for his other song that was almost kind of a hit too was a couple albums later called Hyperactivity, and it's more of like kind of the goofy bouncy new wave song. But I think he's better as like a Peter Gabriel type guy. I think.
Yeah,
and he just never got recognized for that.
See, we got to write a goofy, silly song that hooks people in, and that way they come and listen to our songs about cutting heads off of monarchs.
Yeah.
And remember, my wife's OnlyFans is on sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess
is that a goofy enough song for you, Steve? I drink my own piss.
Yeah. Although that one's like goofy though, and like in the way that punk bands are goofy, not in the way like She Blinded Me with Science.
I was gonna say we gotta be like, I don't know, stupid goofy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I had Teresa told one of her coworkers about that lyric, and he's like a country guy. He plays guitar in a country band, and he's like, "That's fucking genius." So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
that could be a cross-genre lyric right there.
I would play with a country band. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
See if we could get
the shit kicked out of it.
Yeah.
They don't call them shit kickers for nothing. Anyways.
Yeah.
What does side 2 contain there, David?
Side 2 is 3 songs off the album, which are Wind Power, Airwaves, and then my favorite track from the album, which is called Flying North.
All right.
Record player doesn't have a flipper, does it, Steve?
We're live.
And we are back from side B of the Blinded by Science EP by Thomas Dolby. These were the 3 tracks that were taken off of his debut album, Golden Age of Wireless, and they are a pretty good sampling of the kind of songs you find on that album. There were 3 of my favorites. Flying North is my favorite on that whole record. My favorite that they left off is one called Radio Silence, so that's definitely worth checking out if you don't check out the whole album after this. But yeah, this was they chose 3 songs that were pretty different from each other to kind of represent the whole feel of the album, which I think was a good choice.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. They both had their own distinct vibes each.
They wanted to entice people.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the side of music. I thought all three selections were excellent, and they all had their own like strengths and personalities to the point where I can't really like give like a general impression of this side until we go track by track.
It was completely different than the first side.
Yeah.
Like you can tell it was a different recording session or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he didn't have computers that could do as much yet.
Oh, okay.
And so it was much more reliant on like analog synths and the rest of the band, I think, which I think were a strength of it.
Yeah, it sounded great. I thought it was good.
Yeah, very interesting. A lot of moments that make it worth it if you're like actively listening.
And it rewards re-listens too. Like there's a billion little parts that you can latch onto with each listen through, which is cool.
He kind of it kind of reminds me of listening to like classical music where you're like got these little bits and pieces that you're like, how did this composer like think of this shit?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden you got a little triangle. Ding.
Yeah. And then you have this guy lighting off a cannon in a crowded concert hall.
Yeah. Ting. Anyway.
Yeah, a lot of personality, a lot of really interesting bits here and there. Yeah, I think now would be just jump right into song by song. First up, we have Wind Power.
I didn't catch the name of that song.
What was the name of this one, Steve?
Oh yeah, I don't remember. Sean, what's the name of this one?
I forgot. Steve, it only said it 20 fucking times before you asked what the name of the fucking song was. I'm just fucking.
Yeah, some of those times we're into a vocorder, so maybe it wasn't clear. But yeah,
yeah, wind power.
Yeah,
wind power.
I liked the intro. It was like a kind of white noise drone thing into like a bouncy sawtooth bass type of sound.
It was kind of to me, it reminded me of kind of a modern dance song. And I was like, this song probably could be played on the radio today and it probably wouldn't sound out of place.
I think like if you are a DJ who does clubs and you listen to this podcast for some reason, just put this in somewhere, like somewhere in the mix, and you will not clear the floor. Some people might think it's weird at first, but people will dance to this.
Yeah, it had a really good steady beat and a lot of like interesting hooks. The choice of synths I thought was excellent, and a lot of thought was put into like the accent points and the and I really liked how there was flute and saxophone like kind of mixed into there. It was unexpected, but a welcome addition on my end. And to me, it's like this song kind of reminded me of like, what if Syd Barrett was still making music in the 1980s in a lot of ways, like maybe not so much like the vocals, but like the instrumentation.
Rest in peace, Syd Barrett. You would have loved synthesizers.
But I kept forgetting the name.
Yeah. What was
Wind
the name?
Power. Wind Power. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Next up, we have Airwaves, which started with, kind of like a spacey synth sound and then kind of transitioned into a piano ballad type of thing. It was the most traditionally shaped song so far. Like all of the first side and then Wind Power were kind of like more like experimental in structure. This was start with the vocals pretty early and very recognizable verse chorus structure.
Yeah, this one was a lot more analog than the other ones since it used like a piano and bass guitar rather than synthesizer. I kind of liked how the spooky synth noise that like bookend the song almost like transitioned you away from the more modern sounds of the other two songs.
I was actually like not expecting that song.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, a power ballad?
Yeah.
That was weird.
It's the only song on this EP. Like the record has it too, but on this EP that uses bass guitar rather than synth bass.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was a good like change up because like, you're going from complete synth stuff and then he kind of throws in a wrench and like, you thought you knew me, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good.
And
I thought it was a good song.
Yeah, and I thought the synth horns were pretty tastefully used too. Like, and he didn't hide that they were synths and not real horns because, you know, he worked with session musicians. He wouldn't have been afraid to use real horns if he felt the song called for it. But no, he felt the synth horns in this, and they worked. And it's also, yeah, a choice for him to show off his vocals a little more. Like in the other songs, like he does have like some great vocal melody moments, but he spends a lot of time, you know, like letting the computers and the synths be center stage, and will like chop up his vocals some and spread them out. This is just like a nice, hey, I'm gonna sing a song, verse chorus all the way through type of approach to it.
Yeah, he kind of like lets his vocals be a little dreamy, a little bit. You know?
Surprised that one wasn't a single.
I think
it was.
I think I saw on, because I was looking up the track list of the album. I saw it said single edit on one of the.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I think it was, they tried to make it a single.
He released a lot of singles, trying to prove that he could be a pop hit maker without She Blinded Me with Science, until it just kept not working. But yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to record with Def Leppard.
Yeah.
And then I won't have to worry about food ever again.
Yeah. Well, what really made him not have to worry about food ever again was the Dolby surround sound. But yeah.
I was going to say this EP would be a lot better if it wasn't in doubly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
If it wasn't in Dolby sound, it would be 10 times better.
Yeah. That was Airwaves. That was, you know, like the wistful, sensitive side that you get from the album too. And now we have Flying North, which I have said was my favorite track off the album itself and off of this side, and second favorite after One of Our Submarines of like all his stuff. And yeah, that still holds up. I like the song quite a bit.
I like like you were saying, the synth drum work on it, where it was like
he put a lot of thought into the sequence. I thought.
Yeah,
almost like a drum solo at one point, and it was fun. And then, because I'm gonna say it first, the vocals were a lovely tone to match the song.
Yeah, this was we praised the vocal melody in Airwaves. I like them even better here.
Yes,
yeah,
they were great.
One thing I thought was really interesting about this song is it had like a thumpy bass line that at first I thought was a bass guitar. But the more we were analyzing it, I think we came to the conclusion that it was a keyboard patch that was dialed in to sound like more like an actual bass guitar. Like there were moments where you could tell he was using the what's that called when you hit the knob to
pitch bending.
Yeah, you could tell he was like pitch bending, and it almost sounded like string bending, but not quite.
Yeah, and it had like a little bit of that attack adjustment to make it sound like it was, being plucked by finger type of thing too. Yeah.
I also really liked the arpeggio part during the, I don't know, breakdown or bridge or whatever. And how it like built back up before it came back into the meat and potatoes of the song.
Yeah.
And overall, it kind of reminded me of the Lemon Demon album you brought in.
It is a lot like that. Yeah.
With some parts that reminded me of Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah. I liked, you know, how there was like a little noise intro at the beginning, and then it got into like that bouncy kind of almost sounded like a commercial for an airline synth part. But then once it got back to that synth part later, the it came in with like kind of like a kind of crunchy rhythm guitar that wouldn't sound out of place on like a punk song, like a little more produced than that, but it was like that kind of approach. And so I thought that was like a nice little contrast there too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was whimsical, but not like overtly so.
Yeah. And I saw a live performance, like a video of him doing a live performance of that. And he says that it is a song about the fear of flying. And so there's like, it starts off by conveying kind of the wonder of flying, and then kind of bringing in elements to kind of show the fear as it keeps going, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. With that in mind, now I'm thinking about how the bass part like unsettled me at certain points, and that makes it make even more sense now. That's really cool.
Fear. Yeah, that would, I guess I didn't get the fear of flying, but yeah. All right. But the fear is a man's best friend, right?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that was Blinded by Science, EP by Thomas Dolby. I'd recommend tracking this down or tracking down some version of Golden Age of Wireless. If you do track down the actual album, maybe find a version, like one of the deluxe versions, that has a bunch of the deleted songs. It was reissued so many times. The first US version didn't have She Blinded Me with Science, but it was a different track order and some different songs from like the UK version. So there's, yeah. And then when She Blinded Me with Science became a big hit, there was like a completely different version released. And so there's a billion versions of the initial record. So if you want to be a completist, find one that has everything. If not, though, I think She Blinded Me with Science, while it's a fun song, I don't think it really fits on the record. So I kind of like having it like separate on a little EP thing like this.
Yeah, judging by the 3 songs on that side, I would say it probably wouldn't fit. Kind of like how Turning Japanese didn't really fit on the rest of the Vapors album.
On Nuclear Days.
On Nuclear Days.
Yeah, definitely a similar situation to that. That's for sure.
Yeah. But it was good.
Yeah. It's similar situation to it. It was another artist that I wish was something other than a novelty act. At least Thomas Dolby had Dolby surround sound to fall back on. But yeah.
We should definitely do the Vapors album that they put out in the last I think it came out in 2020.
We should do that at some point. But yeah, that was Thomas Dolby, and we have been side 1, side B. Catch you on the right side.
She blinded me with science. Science! Was it Thomas Dolby that was on Pyromania?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we can connect it to another episode.
Pyromania.
So did your wife buy it on vinyl, it looked like?
Yes.
Now you're going to have to hear it again.
Yeah. Well, okay, I will admit I actually bought it for...
You spent money on Pyromania.
Well, there's a thing called I Love My Wife. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a heavy whip. What was that? Like an extension cord?
I know.
Yeah.
Geez. Well,
I say as the only single man here.
I know, right? Yeah. So she wanted Hysteria. Like she bought Hysteria. Like she let me upgrade our turntable because we just had like one of those shitty turntables that's like the all-in-one packet. And so I said, we could have a much better sounding sound system if we just upgraded our turntable to something a little bit better. And so she let me upgrade our turntable. And she said, but the caveat is we have to get Hysteria. And I'm like, you bitch.
Did you get Hysteria too?
So it was there at Nebraska Furniture Mart where we got the turntable. And so I got the turntable, she got Hysteria, and we listened to Hysteria. So I was at Barnes and Noble and I saw Pyromania there, and so I got it. Because I know there's quite a few songs on there that she likes by Def Leppard.
Unter Gleben, Globen, Globen.
That's one of them.
Give it to me, baby. And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
Dun, 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 dun. Which is also a horrible song.
Yeah. Offspring for me is like one of those bands that is really hit or miss, and they'll be hit or miss on the same album.
Yeah. Well, okay, so they're actually one of the first bands I saw live. Like I saw them when they were doing their Ixnay and the Hombre tour.
Oh yeah.
I saw them at the Sokol, and so it was actually a really good show. And they were, so it was before Americana.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to listen to Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Ixnay and the Hombre I thought was a pretty good album.
Yeah.
I think there's some good songs on Americana, but there are some songs on it that I really hate. Like, Why Don't You Get a Job sucks, but The Kids Aren't All Right is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like their contributions to the Crazy Taxi soundtrack.
That one's off of it, Ixnay and the Hombre.
Yeah. I think Gone Away is on.
Yeah,
Ixnay.
that was the biggest hit on that one.
Yeah. So like their good stuff was like before Americana, and then Americana was like the Uber sellout stuff.
There are a handful of good songs on it, but it is mostly a bad album in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's just the bad stuff is what got played on the radio.
Yeah.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production. Please check out the description for more information about the guests and the album reviewed. You can find us on Bluesky under the names Kill Rock Music, that's KILRAVOCK, and Dave under Beastmaster General. You can find us on Instagram under Kill Rock Music SWS and Dave_Diction. And you can also find our regular contributor Sean under the name Boozer Slug. You can find Steve and Sean on Threads with the same usernames as Instagram. Check out our post-punk band, The Alliterates, our experimental group Lucid Fugue, and Steve's solo project Kill Rock on most major streaming platforms. You can visit Steve's website, killrockmusic.com, for easy access. That's KILRAVOCK music.com. And if you want to check out Dave's past band, Gong Farmer, and their album Pop Dada, you can do so on Bandcamp. Thanks.
Ejaculate and leave.
Fugazi!
Hey, I'm Fugazi here.
Hey!
Y'all ready for this?
Dun 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 dun. Science!
Science!
Mighty me.